Injury rate for men and women playing lacrosse is lower than basketball, volleyball, and soccer. Field lacrosse, played properly and by the rules, is a safe sport.
Today, the sport of lacrosse is enjoying unprecedented growth and popularity. It is played and enjoyed by boys and girls, men and women of all ages and ethnic groups. And it's played everywhere in the U.S.
Lacrosse is not just a men's game. About 50,000 girls and women play lacrosse. The United States Women's Lacrosse Association was first chartered in 1931. It is a very fast game. It's a beautiful game. It's a team sport with grace. We don't have the body contact in the women's lacrosse game as it's part of the men's game. This lacrosse stick has taken me around the world and has many other girls and women. I've played in England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Canada, Australia, Japan, and even New Zealand.
For many years, lacrosse was considered only a prep school sport. Now lacrosse is played in many of our inner city schools. In fact, administrators and teachers alike use lacrosse to motivate students towards good attendance and good grades. The students here like lacrosse and they're very good at it.
Three years ago, we had an informational meeting at our high school to see if there was any interest in lacrosse. 75 boys showed up, and since then, there's now 6 high schools playing in our area, as well as 7 girls teams playing in our area. There also is a youth program that is growing every single year.
The growth of youth lacrosse has really taken off in the most recent years. This growth has been a key factor in the development of players at the higher level. The recreation programs begin for boys and girls at age 6. The children also benefit by their development of team play as well as eye and hand coordination.
The sport of lacrosse enjoys its highest level of visibility on college and university campuses across the nation, where more and more men and women are taking up the sport every year.
Lacrosse is my family's favorite game because it gave us an opportunity to compete in that wonderful sport and get an education. There are over 500 colleges and universities which offer men's and women's lacrosse. Lacrosse is a truly amateur sport. There is no professional feeder system, so education is the highest priority. It's one of the best sports to play and watch. Always in the top 5 in attendance among NCAA championships. It's no wonder lacrosse continues to grow.
For over 30 years, the Lacrosse Foundation, located here in Baltimore, Maryland, has been serving the needs of a rapidly growing national lacrosse community.
The Lacrosse Foundation was established in 1959. And at that time, its primary responsibility was to honor the game's greatest players and contributors through the Lacrosse Hall of Fame. But that's become a very small part of what we do today. The Lacrosse Foundation has become the national development center of the game and the largest lacrosse organization in the world. No other organization devotes as much time, energy, and money to lacrosse development and promotion.
The Lacrosse Foundation is not only the game's national development center and the home of the Lacrosse Hall of Fame and Museum, it's also the main source for lacrosse information.
Our full-time staff provides a comprehensive selection of programs and services for lacrosse at all levels. Our New Star program is a development assistance program for first-year teams and includes access to instructional and promotional videos, rule books, coaching manuals, discounts on equipment, and anything else which may be helpful to a first-year team. And Lacrosse Magazine, the sport's only feature publication, is just one of the many services provided to the 10,000 Lacrosse Foundation members.
From startup assist programs to league schedules to instructional videotapes to Lacrosse Magazine, the sport's only feature publication, the Lacrosse Foundation provides support for all lacrosse fans, novice and expert alike. If you have a question about the sport of lacrosse, the Lacrosse Foundation has the answer.
The game is called Cachiquae by the Iroquois. The French called it lacrosse. For us, it was first a spiritual game given to us by a game between the animals and the birds. The ball is the medicine. It's always been the medicine, and it is what determines which side wins or loses. It's a game that's a legacy from our people to yours.
The ball constantly moves.
It's fast, it's exciting.
What's not to like? I love it, it's fast.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great sport.
It's great, I can bring the kids.
We love it.
It's even better to play.
We love lacrosse.
Toyota? Oh, yeah, I hear they're very good, very dependable, reliable, they never break down, you know.
I figured the dealers must be doing all the servicing.
When you drive a dependable, reliable Toyota, you're driving a car that's backed by quality service you can only get from a Toyota dealer that's been engineered to safely get you home.
Hey, you know something funny, though? I never even met anybody that drives a Toyota.
And the assurance that there were a lot of people you didn't have to meet along the way.
Toyota, and your Toyota dealer.
Simply the best.
We love lacrosse.
Because Lacrosse Magazine is a source for men's and women's lacrosse.
Because I still love the game so much.
Because every coach should be a member.
They make things happen.
This is awesome, man. Look at that check. I was at that game.
Where was it?
Magazine's cool.
You gotta see.
Only from the mind of Minolta. Introducing the Watchdog Copier, Minolta's revolutionary CS Pro series. Hidden electronic watchdogs guard against misfeeding and miscopying.
Good watchdog.
It 3-hole punches inside the machine.
Nice watchdog.
So intelligent, it calls for service by itself.
Smart watchdog.
People really care for their Watchdog Copier.
Copiers,
cameras,
faxes,
digital systems.
document imaging.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Dave Johnson, Dennis Way, back at Homeward Field, Johns Hopkins University. The National Club Lacrosse All-Star Game underway the second half. And the South in the white jerseys with the lead on the North, 7-4.
Kind of a lower scoring game than you'd probably anticipate, in particular in an All-Star game. Some of the players that you expect to score a lot of goals, like maybe a Gary Gate and a Paul Gate. I think Gary has one. I don't think Paul scored.
Paul limited time so far tonight on the turf as Kevin Finneran went streaking through, but we have a whistle meantime. And it'll be possession for the South. So the South will get a chance to work it again, putting it in play. John Hughes, now Todd Cavallero. Cavallero working hard, trying to get a shot off. He's closed down by two defenders momentarily.
Cavallero plays for the... Ooh.
Cavallero takes a shot. It's in the net, a goal. And make it 8-4 now in favor of the South is Todd Cavallero. Nice move. He got free right in the slot, puts it home.
The former Johns Hopkins University graduate. Nice little move here. Dips his stick just so the defenseman there can't get a check in before he lets it go and puts it up in the top right corner.
8-4 the score now, so the South back up to a 4-goal cushion. They had one early in the contest, 5-1. The North crawled back, made it a 2-goal game. And now off the face-off, Mr. Gary Gate will take control, and he is fun to watch.
Good time to go right now. Got the guy back on his heels. Gary decides not to.
Gate works it over to Dennis Nealon. And now the South. They have been so crisp on offense to this point. John Hughes with the ball for the South. Certainly that's put pressure on the goaltender for the North. Working hard is Dennis Nealon once again. They work it back up front. This is Gary Gate. He takes the shot, making the save, and a big-time one at that. Sam Siebert. So Siebert comes up with it, but still he has to fend off another South attack.
Gary let that thing go right-handed, and Gary, you know, prominently a left-handed player, but as with most of these guys, can use both hands.
Todd Cavallero now. for the South. Cavalier, nice move. Boy, he has silky moves, gets the shot off. They work it again. Tough shot. We have a whistle, though, and someone stepped to the crease, so it'll be possession to the North.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call Gary Gate for stepping in the crease before he let the shot go. You can follow through into the crease as long as the ball has broken the plane of the goal. It is considered a goal. However, if you step into the crease before that happens, it's wiped out because it's a crease violation.
Pete Reich has a goal tonight for the North with the ball. Reich has some space, fires a shot. This one goes wide, but it will be possession to the North because you see Brian O'Keefe is the first one back there in the blue jersey. Now Malera, Chris Malera for the North. They trail in this contest 8-4. Malera gets it stick checked away. Dave King jumps back in the fray for the North, and King does a nice job to win the ball back.
King's a Penn State product, playing for the Austin Lacrosse Club in the Southwestern Lacrosse League. Just amazing that some of these leagues have
spawned around the country.
They really have.
So the South now quickly coming back on the attack, a place they've spent a good portion of the evening. 16:35 left here in the third quarter, 4 20-minute quarters in club lacrosse. As we get a good look at John Connolly momentarily. Nealon, they work it around right side now. So the South dumping it there is John Hughes, puts it back out to midfield. Chris Driggs on the ball. Driggs coming right down the middle. He's warded off to the side, and he was trying to dump it back to John Gorham. Gorham could not handle it. It'll go possession North.
Looked like Driggs got the ball hung maybe in the top of his stick. A lot of times you'll develop a whip in the top of the stick after playing a while, and the ball will get hung in there, and you'll see a player throw the ball, and it'll end up going right at some guy's feet. And that's normally because the fellow has a whip in his stick.
Andy Kraus trying to whip it upfield for the North. They trail 8-4. Kraus, nice cut. They work it tight. O'Keefe with an opportunity. The save is made. And we also have a whistle. They continue, though. The South will have possession and does have possession.
The South now has J.J. Pearl in the goal from the Green Turtle Lacrosse Club in Baltimore, Maryland, and also a Penn State product.
So he makes the big-time save. Now Jeff Klodson is up from his position, knocks it behind the goal. That's Dennis Nealon. And the South going to work once again on offense. They have a nice lead in this contest, 8-4. Good John Hughes. They work it right side now to John Gorham.
John from the Wichita State Lacrosse Club.
So again, as you continue to point out, Dennis, the country well represented on this field tonight.
You know, I think what you have out here is a lot of these players are having the thrill of their life being able to play not only at Johns Hopkins University, but alongside with some of the greatest players probably to ever play the game. The Gate brothers, the Millens, the Klodsons, all these kids are just great players in their own right.
Joe Bedell puts it over the crossbar, but a good opportunity. It'll be South possession. So the South, John Gorham now. They're working to John Connolly.
Looks like Johnny's setting up with an ISO here now. Again, Johnny goes right in left-handed, this time going left. Very tough to cover.
Connolly gets a shot off. It's in the net, a goal. So Connolly with the goal to make it 9-4. And he has done wonders tonight, John Connolly.
Johnny just has had an unbelievable year with the Green Turtle. You see here a quick first step, goes to his left hand. Looks like he beats a goalie in the 5-hole. Watch the ball here. Looks like he wasn't expecting that thing to go low. He looked like he was setting up for a high shot. Johnny goes high to low. It's a tough shot for a goalie to save.
Sam Seaverdoe, good effort, but could not. The goaltender for the North. So a face-off coming up after the goal, and Andy Kraus in there for the North, and he wins it. Kraus streaking upfield. So the North find themselves down by 5 goals. Now they have trouble. They have to scoop it up at midfield.
Kraus comes from a lacrosse family. A lot of face-off specialists in his family. Andy's kind of follows in that category of being a real accomplished face-off person, and looks like the North may be using him more and more if this lead gets a little bigger.
Steve Gahuli takes the shot, and the save is made. 9-4 with 13:07 left here in the third quarter. Talk about Andy Kraus, a lot of knee problems. It's a wonder he's still out there, but that's part of the love of the game. You play through whatever pain you may experience.
Well, that's one of the things that makes lacrosse a great sport is these kids aren't playing college club lacrosse. They're not playing for millions of dollars. They're playing out here because they love the game. And, you know, it really is truly an amateur sport. You know, most of these, or I would say all of these guys out here have regular 9-to-5 jobs they're working, and they're out here playing lacrosse just because they love the game.
Steve Gahuli on the ball now for the North. So they quickly come back. Mike DeSimone. DeSimone has trouble. Loose on the turf. Brian O'Keefe trying to scramble for it, but the South doing a good job of swarming on defense. And it'll be possession for the South. That's good team defense. 3 white shirts swarmed around Brian O'Keefe, and little he could do in that situation. 9-4 the score. The team in the white, the South, leading the North in this National Club Lacrosse All-Star game.
As you see here, the shots on cage with South with 27, North with 22. Both goaltenders playing pretty well, I'd have to say. You know, the South has a 5-goal lead, but I think probably South has gotten some better shots, too.
Mark Miller with a nice feed, taking the shot, Brendan Kelly. Sam Siebert was in position, and now the North try to counterattack.
Anytime you see a kid take his stick and put it low like that before he shoots, you're tipping off the goalie as to where you're going to be shooting the ball. Very few times we see a kid stick go low and then come up high with the shot. So if you saw that time, Sam Siebert went to his knees as soon as he saw Brendan Kelly bring his stick low. Made the save.
Del Dressel now for the North. Dressel gets a good move, gets around the defender, but then is closed off. Try to get it back to Brian O'Keefe. The South does well, and they kind of clean things up. So J.J. Pearl, the South goaltender. Good outlet to the South. Sean Donnelly whips it upfield. Former star at Navy.
Great look by Sean.
North.
Great look by Sean there. He had a fast break situation. The defenseman slid early and left the underneath attackman wide open. The look was good. It looked like the pass was pretty good. It just wasn't handled maybe.
So now the North with the possession. Dave King. King looks like he'll go behind goal. Paul Gate is on to the right side. King now replaces where Gate was. They try to work it in the middle. It's intercepted. So the South, once again, working the quick counterattack. They have looked good tonight as that South team. John Rogers. This is Klodson.
I got you.
Klodson. Pretty flick as they try to come on goal. Good effort for the South, as that was Mr. Mark Millen. A little Showtime stuff.
Remember we said earlier, watch Klodson's stick, number 24. Just a great athlete, a great stick for a defenseman. You don't see defensemen making behind-the-back passes like that very often.
Steve Gahuli comes upfield. They work it in close. That's Paul Gate. See what he can do. And I think Gate stepped in the crease.
Yes, he did. We also have a flag up here at midfield.
Symphony of whistles. 9:45 left. In the third quarter, 9-4, the South leading the North. Look at Paul Gate. He is to the left of your screen. That's John Klodson, who looked a little bit like the defenseman of Paul Gate with that behind the shoulder flick.
Yeah,
the other end of the field.
It's kind of funny. Klodson plays in the indoor league for the Baltimore Thunder with a short stick. And this kid's a guy that's been a defenseman his entire life. Takes a short stick into the indoor game, and again, it's just has a fabulous stick for a defenseman. You just don't see that often.
So we look at Paul Gate, hampered by back problems from his indoor lacrosse playing days, but there was no combination finer than the brothers Gate at Syracuse. Brian O'Keefe puts the ball in play.
You have an extra man situation here for the North.
Gate takes the shot and it whips to the left.
I believe the South was caught with too many men on the field, which will happen in all-star games.
Legal procedure. DeSimone comes right in. It's in the net. A goal for the North. So indeed, Mike DeSimone is able to net one for the North on the extra man situation, make it 9-5, and they close the gap to 4 goals with 8 minutes 40 seconds left.
DeSimone from the Suffolk Lacrosse Club in the USCLA. Nice move here, dips under the defenseman, tight ropes the crease, and dumps it low past J.J. Pearl.
So DeSimone with 1 goal, 1 assist on the evening.
DeSimone played his college ball not too far from here over at Towson State University, originally from Long Island, New York.
Andy Krause. They work it upfield. The North come on the attack. Dave King. He's done a nice job tonight as a playmaker for the North. Gets behind the cage. He has Vadas cutting to the left. King looking to make a feed. This is Vadas. Rob Betchley's out at the point. Now Betchley. Give it back to Andy Krause. Krause for the North. 7:55 left, third quarter. Rouse, they work it in tight. Opportunity for Paul Gate. Paul Gate finishes. It's in the net. A goal for the North, and you get Gate point blank.
That should be outlawed.
Good luck, yep.
That should be outlawed. If you're a goalie and you're seeing number 14 cutting under his man like this, and you're one-on-one, you're just praying, basically, because there's not much you're going to do here. The Gate brothers, with all the great fakes, if you look how many times, you know, J.J. Pearl goes for the fakes, and eventually Paul finds the open net. There's nothing you can do there.
Court Sandstrom was there on defense, but it seemed like his legs were moving in all the wrong directions on that case. And there's a good look at Paul Gate. What they have done for the sport, the Gate brothers.
Yeah, they
the
really.
South quickly on the counterattack after the faceoff.
Gate brothers basically have revolutionized the game, not only with the way they play, but also the infiltration of a lot of Canadian players now coming down to play lacrosse in the States.
The first time I saw the Gates play, I was a play-by-play broadcaster for Navy lacrosse, and believe me, you try to broadcast the game, but you found your jaw dropping more often than not when the Gate brothers were on the field. Chris Johnson for the North team. North trails 9-6, so it's a 3-goal game now, thanks to Paul Gate with that goal just moments ago. 6:34 left here in the third. Kevin Vadas now.
I have a funny feeling as the clock runs down here, you may be seeing more of Paul and Gary Gate on the field.
Chris Johnson just took the shot. It'll be possession North. And it's showtime. You want the showtime players. Rob Betchley now. Good look behind the goal, behind the back flick.
We got to step back.
And the South is able to come up. The South's trying to streak upfield. Leading this contest 9-6. Trying to scoop it up for the South. Joe Dutour. Now the South definitely on attack. Nice behind the back flick and the race to the line. It'll be possession style to Steve Moreau, a little showtime. And Caleb Entrigan also in the contest now for the South. Steve Moreau. Good look at him. Work it back out to Gary Gate, and now the South work it around.
Here comes Mark Millen. Watch that first step, just blows by the defender.
Millen, hard shot. The South will have possession once again. They quickly put it back in play.
Mark, the MVP of the '94 World Games in Manchester, England, voted the most valuable player for the games, the most valuable player of the club championship game last year.
Gary Gate, somehow he got that shot off. Amazing. But the North able to come up with the save with 5:13 left in the third quarter of play. North trailing 9-6. In close, but they're calm and cool to handle it. J.J. Pearl for the South, the goaltender. Mike Conway, the big stick, though, scoops it up midfield.
South had a great opportunity there on a fast break and just didn't make the pass. They had Klodson breaking up with nobody near him for a fast break.
Paul Gate, Rob Betchley makes a run. Instead, it goes out to Kevin Vadas. Vadas trying to get the turn ball loose in front of the crease. Now behind the crease, Rob Betchley, he is stripped to the ball. And indeed, J.J. Pearl is able to come up with it.
That's a lot of times you don't hear that about the Gate brothers, is they play all ends of the field, too. Gary's one of the better defensive middies we have on our team at Mount Washington. Because of all their offensive prowess, you don't really hear too much about what they do between the lines, but they're great defensive players. They hustle. They're good ground ball people.
Mark Millen, he's a good shooter. Fires a shot. It's in the net. A goal for the South, and Mark Millen now is a hat trick for the South. That's the third goal tonight, makes it 10-6.
So as you see Mark here, this is just pure speed. Runs by his defender. Sticks the ball in the top left corner.
All-American from Massachusetts. And now look what the goaltender has to face in this occasion. And look out. Looks like Andy Piazza is back in goal for the North, and maybe he wishes he wasn't on that occasion.
If you saw right there, Mark brought his stick almost halfway down, and Piazza went down with him, the goaltender. Mark did go from sidearm up high and whizzed the ball right over Piazza's head.
The North quickly, Mike Conway works well, and Conway streaks forward. The North have a great opportunity. Dave King, the shot. It's in the net, and a goal for the North. Dave King nets it for the North. And just like that, they close it back to 3 goals, 10-7. So offensive flurry here with 3:13 left. Look at Dave King.
This has got to be a thrill. Dave King's a local kid here, grew up here, went to Towson High School, which is about 10 minutes from here. Nice dump by the defenseman on the fast break. King goes close side, beats J.J. Pearl. It's got to be a thrill for a local kid. Score a goal here in his hometown.
And we're in Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins University, Homewood Field. I'm Dave Johnson along with Dennis Way. He's the head coach.